Let me know, can you see my screen? Okay. Let's try it. In previous class, we have seen, right? We are not able to choose the what? Okay. So I have given all the details. After that, here we have choose for the enterprise version. Previous class I have explained why we go with the enterprise version, because we need to check all the details like 90 days of time travel, multi-class and virtual materialized duration. We need to use those things. Okay. So for those things we are using AWS because I have the AWS account. So I will go with the AWS services itself. Okay. So here in our previous account, we are seeing like here it is showing as Asia specific Singapore. It is showing as a recommended one. Okay. But we are not able to click on EU Frankfurt or EU Stockholm's. So normally I will go with EU Frankfurt only. So if I click it here, it's showing as EU Frankfurt. Okay. So if I click on check and it is get started. Okay. Once I click on it, it will send me this email. This one, Snowflake account. So you have you have created the account. Just click here to activate it, and this is your link to give your username and password to create it. After giving the username and password, it's showing you the URL. What URL you are going to load it. My username is this, and this is your dedicated URL for Snowflake. If you want to click on it, you can click on this URL and just give this username and password. You are able to log into the Snowflake. So this is my Snowflake account. Okay, let's go directly here itself. Okay, so before starting with the Snowflake, we need to understand this node side. This is a node side. Previously Snowflake have two things, node side and classic console, but right now they are not giving the classic consoles to these trial versions back. If you just like of a company that they have taken out the Snowflake or they have buy out the Snowflake entirely, then they are able to see the classic console. But normally we all using it as a snow side because there are a lot of advantage. Classic console is bit a lower, bit a older version, so everyone will go with a snow set only. Okay, so for this we will go with a snow set. So what are the things once you have login with this is your first page that you are able to see it here. Okay, so these are some of the starting with here. If you click on this create, you can create your worksheet and all other things. This is your home page. Instead of a home page, this is the project sample project. This all projects is given by Snowflake. I have not created anything. This is entirely given by the Snowflake. Inside that, you are able to see some code, how you are able to start it. Here they have written load sample data with SQL, with S3 bucket, with Python S3 bucket, adding users, getting started tutorials, anything. These are the normal codes. Previously, they have given only two, but right now they are increasing this thing because they have newly added the notepad. If you know, like Snowflake, we recently added this notepad to add in with a Jupyter notebook. Okay, so that we can able to write the Python codes inside the Snowflake without any the detection part like any error or anything. So Jupyter will be more useful and more friendlier with all the Python developers to write this Python code. So that's why they have introduced to add in the notepad here. Okay, so that's why they have given all those things. Load sample data with Python from S3 bucket. Okay, so here worksheet, you are able to see what are the worksheet that you have given. Worksheet is just like of a your regular thing, like this is a normal sheet where you are able to write your SQL queries. Okay, I will show you how to create a worksheet or anything like that. The notebook is just like what I have explained. This is the addition of a Snowflake for Python developers. Okay, notebook we also create, and we will write a Python script to load the data or to insert some records. So we'll create it, write a notebook. Okay, Streamlight is a it's just like of an app. Okay, so normally in your Android system, you have this Play Store and you can see able the apps like Ola, Uber, all the apps that you are using, right? So in the Streamlight also you can create. In Snowflake, you can create a app like quiz app or a warehouse using app. Like you are able to see which are the warehouses using more frequently. What is the use case? Means not use case. What is the credited amount that is using for this warehouse? So all those things you can create in Streamlit, or Snowflake is already given you some Streamlit app that is developed by other developers, Snowflake developers, that it is there in the marketplace. Okay, I will show you in data products. I think in data products only it is having. Okay, dashboard is a normal like dashboard, like what are the dashboard that you have created. It's same as a all project only. Okay, let's go with the search. Search is just like you need to search any account place, or you want to search your worksheet. Like for this one, I have created only one worksheet, but in your companies there are number of worksheet that you have created, right? So anything you want to search or any documentation you want, like views. Okay, if I want to click on views, you can directly see in from the documentation part. Okay, in Snowflake, from the Snowflake side itself. And from the marketplace also, you are able to see what are the apps that any other developers that have created, Amazon and e-commerce, demographic data builders. Okay. Go for the project. Project is same. What are the project we have? Notebook, Streamlit, dashboard, app packages. App packages is like these are the native apps that Snowflake is provided to us. Sorry. So native app in the sense like it is just like of a your Streamlit only. Okay. So any app you want to create it or anything like that here, getting started with SOC compliance, marketplace requirement for Snowflake native apps itself, apps workflow. Like if you know tree like structure, right? How a particular table, if you know the DBT part. So DBT is like of a it's creating a structural way, like a tree structure where it is get started, which table it is your main source table, from source table how many views is created, from that view how many tables is created. So like that, it is a structural way, right? So in native apps also you are able to see how you created the apps, which are the users that is connecting to it. So like that you can create the native apps. This is called as the app package. Okay. If you go on, click on data, here you are able to see two things: databases and add data. If you want to add some data here from external stages. External stages is like you are using AWS, S3, Azure, GCP. For this account, we have created from AWS. How are you able to know? If you click on this one, this is your profile. Okay, so I have created this profile, and here you are able to see the roles account, which are the account that you have created. Here you have the account. This is my AWS ID. This is created by Snowflake. You are not created from yourself. And this is the ID that you have created using EU Frankfurt. And the AWS service also, it is present in this region only, EU Frankfurt. And Edison is enterprise. Your located is this one. This locator and organization ID also we will use. How we will use, I will explain. So add data is like you want to load any data from any external stages or from a Snowflake stage, or look at file into your stage, means in your operators, like you have your file here and you want to load that file inside Snowflake. So how we are able to load, I will explain all those things. How you created a Snowpipe streaming, like Snowpipe we will create, and the Snowpipe will automatically load the data whenever the new data is generated on that particular location. Connected to ServiceNow. ServiceNow, if you know, this is also a you can say of a source, like you are getting some data from ServiceNow and you need to load into the Snowflake. So how Snowflake need to connect to ServiceNow, and aggregated data, cloud provider, and raw data. If you have these things, normal. See, in real-time scenarios, in real-time projects, you are not using all those things like aggregated data, analytics, raw data connected to MySQL. And this one you will use. But these four, five things you're not using all the normal things. Okay, normal connected service now, MySQL, Postgres, these are you are using, but other things you're not using those things. Okay. Databases I have explained, like you can create a database here by click on database, but just to see what are the things here. After that, we'll create a database and all those things. Okay. Data products. If you go here, the same thing. Marketplace. If you want to see what are the apps and AI tools that is already presented here, just like of a DBT. If you want to connect Snowflake with a DBT, if you want to connect to Skyflow, how you are able to connect it. So Snowflake give us some documentation so that we can able to join the DBT part and to Snowflake. Okay. At the time of DBT, when we start, I will explain like how we connect all those things. After that, marketing tools, that popular COVID-19. What is there? Streamlit, where is this? Okay, fine. These are not that much of useful things for developers or for admin roles. Okay, so anyway, if you go to projects, you go as a developer or you go as a admin roles. Okay, so admin, the main work is for RBAC codes, role grants, creating of different users, all those things you have, and in developers, normally whatever the code that we are using, right? Creating procedures, pipelines, all those things, it is equal. Okay. Private sharing, here these are the three things. Private sharing is like the data sharing that is there in Snowflake. Okay, so it is an important part because your client do not have the Snowflake, but the client want to see the data using the Snowflake. So you cannot create a Snowflake entirely itself, or you cannot create a user for client itself, right? So you just here is some particular data with restriction, and you created a sharing account with Snowflake so that it will create a user ID and password, and you give to client so that they are able to log into Snowflake and see what are the access that you have given to that client. They only see some data, and you give a warehouse name, a warehouse access, and they only see those data itself. Okay, so there is an important concept that is coming here in Snowflake. Sharing with you, share by your account. If anyone has shared some details with you, you can see from here, and reader account. This reader account only you are going to create it for clients or anything like that. They, if you want to create the things. Okay. Provider studio. See, normal. I have not used this thing. Provider studio till now. I have not used this part. Provider studio, because normally this profile, learn, listing, all those things you can normally see from Snowflake main account is like okay. Main account is like from worksheet only you are able to see. So coming here, clicking on it, it's not that much of sophisticated to use it here. Okay. Partner Connect, like any other partner account like Demo, Froster, Sigma, these are the main things that you are going to connect it. Like Ultrix, yeah, Ultrix I have used because to integrate in the part. Before Snowpipe, like Snowpipe is rightly morely useful in companies, but before Snowflake, Ultrix mostly companies using. But one more disadvantage of using Ultrix is like it is has a higher pricing range as compared to Snowpipe. Okay, so for now, company is moving from Ultrix to Snowpipe to load the data. But yeah, some companies still going with Ultrix because the processing power or the speed of Ultrix is more as compared to Snowpipe. But for the pricing sense, it is having the more Ultrix. Okay. Five trend, you will know how to load these things from five trend. Have newly introduced in Snowflake. So if you are in touch with Snowflake, you get to know like Havo is newly introduced here for the ETL accounts. Okay. Dexterity, data IQ. Okay. Fine. After that, AI and ML. Right now, Snowflake is more focusing on this AI and ML part. For now, only they have focusing on LLM part also. Okay, so how to connect it using of AI and ML to easily work with Snowflake. Nothing required of any of the developers to intermediate on the data and how we are able to create it here. So forecasting part, classification. Forecasting is given by the Snowflake itself. If you want to create from that forecasting data, so that you can create it here, click on create and you can create it in the worksheet itself, started it. Okay. Automation, sorry, anomaly detection classification, how this all has a structural data. One more thing, this all have a structural data, so that Snowflake is more capable of working on these focusing parts. Like structural data, it will be more easier to work on it. So that's why they have Snowflake is by default is give it this thing. LLM part. Okay. Features, what are the new feature that is coming now? You can search it here, like what's feature you want from here and ML things, and Snowflake is already having those things or not. You can search it from here. Models, there is no model that we have created using the AI and ML. If you have created, then you are able to see it here. Document AI, still I have not used, but yeah, learn about the document AI, the LLM part only. Okay. So this AI and ML thing, like if you create any AI ML part with Snowflake account, if you create any model or if you create any stream like using this AI and ML, you are able to see it here. All the document part and all those things, studio feature, all those things. Okay. Monitoring, okay. Monitoring part is also coming under the role-based account, like admin role. If you have, then these are the main uses part you are going to use. Okay. So query history is like whatever the query that you have run till now. So you are able to see it all the things here. So till now I have run something around, yes, yeah, something 11 SQL text I have till now run, and all have a success account. From here you can get it for query ID, which user is run, and what is the warehouse that is ran to run those things. Okay. If you want to see any failure or any successful, I have clicked on all the things from the last day. Any other filters that you want, like any SQL text, like there is a lot of insert statement is running. There's a lot of SQL insert statement is running and update statement. You want to check that particular update statement is taking how much time and what is the query ID. So you can click on this SQL text and you can give any SQL text like update statement, update table name, like customer table. You can give it here and you can see from the filter set itself the query ID. So it will more be useful things to check out these things. Query ID, warehouse, statement, these all are the filter things that you can use it here and you can see the query ID. Okay. Query history is gone. Copy history is like whatever the copy command that you have run in a Snowflake, that you load some data in Snowflake and how much time it is taking, how much data it has loaded, which warehouse is used. So all those details is coming under this copy history. When we start to copy a data from external stage to Snowflake, you are able to see it from this part, copy history part of it. Task history is like you created a task. Task thing is like you write a procedure and you want to run that procedure on a particular time, like on Sunday, 5 a.m. IST. Okay. With that itself, you can create a task. So inside the task, you give that call statement of that procedure and you can give that particular time, cron entries. In Snowflake, it is called as a cron entry. So in the inside of a cron, you can give the particular time, which area, what is the hour, and which day, and what is the time zone. Like for IST part, I will write an IST and just give it there. So task history will automatically run that particular task, the call, that procedure, and you can see the data itself, whichever the table that is required on that time. So task history. Dynamic tables, yeah, when we start creating the dynamic tables in Snowflake, we are able to see what are the tables of a dynamic table. Why they have given this part, like, see, normally Snowflake have three types of tables, uh, permanent, transient, temporary. But this dynamic table recently used in all the companies, because inside the dynamic, it is just like of a advance of a materialized view. Okay, dynamic tables is a adding of a task and stream. For right now, it is little bit difficult to understand for you. What is a task and what is a stream? All those things is very difficult. But yeah, just to be remember, like when we started creating of a table, when we create a dynamic table, you are able to see what is a dynamic table here and what are the points you can see it here. Okay. Trace and logs, like this is just like of a log files. Like you have created any files or anything like that, it is getting failure. You can see which is are the log files, and you can see the error part, like at what time it is getting error, or any event tables. Like event table is just like of your task table itself, but event table is like you want to create a event. For that, it run a procedure. After that, it will call another procedure. It will run a insert statement. So it is a set of event things. So you can check all those event things from this trace and log files. Okay, it's still in a preview state. Still now it is not using that much, but yeah, it is given by the Snowflake. Okay. Governance part, yeah, governance here is just like of your security perspective. So So governance is just like it is given as a security perspective for a Snowflake account, that you have how many tables that you have created, which are the user that is tagged to that particular table, what is a row policy access, like column level security, row level security. So these are the things you can check it from this governance part here. So table with a row access policy, tagged columns, masking policies. So masking policy is only of a row column and column level security part. Okay, and which have the access, which role have that access, which user have that particular access. So you can see it from this governance plus. Why I'm able to see these things? Because I am a admin role. Okay. So if you go with a developer, you will do not get this admin role access. Okay, if you go with a tester or data security, so you do not get this admin role perspective. Only the lead, like if you go with a data security perspective or security perspective, if you go, then they will give this admin role, because it is just like of a head role of Snowflake. Okay. So that's why this governance, trust center, uh, dynamic tables, this cannot see by the other roles. You can able to see only with this admin role. Okay. So right now I'm in the admin role, so that's why I'm able to see these things. Inside of the admin role, what are the things? Cost management, like till now, how much credit it is got spent, average daily credit. So you can able to see. Today only I have created this account. So in the daily perspective, only 0.02 only spending credits. So you can able to see what are the consumption part till now. Okay. So see, till now I have used 0.2 credit used. Okay, out of 400 something. Budget, what are the exact budget you have, and resource monitor, all those things inside here. Warehouse, if you want to create a warehouse, then this is required. You can create it from click of a warehouse, and you can create it here. And which warehouse it is in a started state, suspended state, you can see it from here. User and roles, like in my first class I've explained like how we can what are the users, what is the role, and in coming classes also I will show you how we can create a user, how we can divide a user in multiple roles, so we can see it from here. Okay. So Snowflake having 6 roles: account admin, organization admin, public is a by default. If you log into Snowflake, so normally the public is assigned by the Snowflake itself. So security admin, sys admin, user admin. Security admin is for whichever the security data perspective admin is coming. This is for the that role. But normally they will give this account admin role because they require to check all the details. So that's why they have given this account admin row accounts. Like till now, I have only one account that is I have created. So AWS Enterprise, this is my account ID and locator ID. Organization admin enable, it is click. Okay. If you want to edit also, you can click it here. Manage URL, disable organization admin, drop account. If I have created one account and if I want to delete that account, you can directly drop that account itself. Okay. Security, so you can see what is the security network policies, network rules. So network rules is coming under whenever you are using external network access. Okay. So external network access is like you directly connecting Snowflake with your other source systems like Qualtrics or ServiceNow. If you want to create those things, you can directly see the network rules. If you have created any network rules. Okay. Sessions, still now whatever the session that I have created with a client driver or client net address, what is our three part connections, or I have used, or why I'm using or because I am giving user ID and password. If you go with the or part like ID part itself, like without giving the organization ID, user ID and password, it will show as a tokenization here to get the to get to connect to Snowflake. Contact normal organization account, notification, what is the user ID, password, and all those driver support connection and billing. Billing and terms like see account Anaconda Python package. If you accept these terms and condition, it will start billing for this Anaconda package part. If you start using this Python things. So before that only I have seen like Anaconda is just added to Snowflake. So for this, if you accept, you are able to start giving the charges for these two those things. And payment method, right now it is still in a free stage, like 30 days of free period. After that, if you want to continue with this account, you can give your credit card details and you can start using the software. After that, here you are able to see $400 of credit left, 30 days upgrade part. And after that, here you have the account. Okay, your personal account, the profile, which role you have, account admin, account, my profile, support, appearances. Appearances like dark, normally you use in Instagram, right? So Instagram is that of light, dark system you can get in Snowflake also you can give it here. Client downloads, documentation, if you want directly go to Snowflake documentation, you can go it from here, privacy notice and sign out. So my profile, why this my profile is required? If I click on my profile now, here you are able to see the password. You can directly change it the password from here itself and multi-factor authentication MFA. If you Snowflake is given as a MFA authentication part, and if you want to enroll it here, you need to verify your this Snowflake account. This Snowflake account, if you want to verify, after that only it is given as a MFA factor to enroll it. Okay, I already given those things because that's why it is showing as a enrolled part. So normally when you created the account, it do not show it here. First, you need to authenticate your profile. After that, this MFA will show. Okay, default role and warehouse language notification, and if you already buy this Snowflake account, then you can able to see it here, the console, classic console. Here it is showing as a classic console and tick. If you click on that classic console tick, then it directly go to your classic console. This no set will not show you here. Okay, close. Okay, you have any doubt in this no site? Any other thing you want to know? Or if I missed something? Okay, fine. I take it as a no. Let's go to here. Okay. So previously we have completed this one, right? or this one, the architecture part of Snowflake, okay, and how the data is getting stored inside of a Snowflake. So today we'll start what is a virtual warehouse. So how we can create a virtual warehouse in Snowflake. Okay, so virtual warehouse is like before running any query inside of a Snowflake, you need to create a virtual warehouse in Snowflake. Select statement you require. You want to see the data, you want to use a where condition. So all those things require a virtual warehouse. If you want to see the current session or current where current database, current schema, that is not required a virtual warehouse. Okay. To run the statement, SQL statement, it is required the virtual warehouse, VW inside of a Snowflake. Okay, I will explain this part. Then I will go to Snowflake to create a virtual warehouse. Okay. So a warehouse is a cluster of compute resources in Snowflake. A virtual warehouse is available in two types. It is having a standard and Snowflake optimized. Okay. So instead of a Snowflake, it is given available of two types, standard and Snowpark optimized. So currently Snowpark is just like of a Python connector part, like creating a models, creating the LLM part. So for this thing, the Snowpark optimized is given because why they have given this number of optimal, because inside that there are a lot of ML statements, means AI and ML part data is processing under it. So that's why it is required a specific data warehouse using for that. So that's why they have given this Snowpark optimize. Optimize is a warehouse for workload that have large memory requirements such as ML training use cases. For that why they have given Snowpark optimize. A warehouse provided the required resource such as CPU, memory, temporary storage to perform the following things. SQL statement, whatever I have explained. Like SQL select statement that required compute resources. DML operation, insert, delete, update, copy command that you need to load from external stage to Snowflake. It requires this virtual warehouse. You need to run an insert, delete, update, select statement. This statement required the virtual warehouse systems. Okay, but before going to multi-cluster, okay, let's complete this multi-cluster also. Okay, multi-cluster is like of your adding of a new warehouses whenever it is required. Okay, so just get an example like you are doing a single work. Okay, and there is a lot of work. There's a pending work is coming for your 5 day pending work is there. But if you have some friends, okay, some colleagues you have, like 2 to 3 colleagues you have, then you can divide it those work under your colleagues and you can complete that work within a single time itself. So that is the same concept instead of a Snowflake, that is a multi-cluster. This warehouse is created, warehouse is a cluster of compute resources. Like compute resources has a multiple things and these compute resources come in under inside of a cluster. Okay. Multi-cluster is like this warehouse getting number of clusters. This warehouse getting one cluster, but when we add this multi-cluster warehouse, it will add in more cluster whenever it is required. Whenever it is required means we are running a single statement that is not required. The multi-cluster part to add new things, to add new colleagues to work on that same work, right? So whenever it is required, like when the number of queries, like number of clients come in at the same time, okay, and they are running multiple statements at the same time on a single warehouse. So at that time, multi-cluster is coming into the picture and it add new cluster to that warehouse so that the queries do not go into the queue state. It will start running on that time instead. With multi-cluster warehouse, Snowflake support allocating additional cluster to make a larger pool of compute resources available. A multi-cluster warehouse is defined by specific following properties: maximum number of clusters and minimum number of clusters. The maximum is like okay 10, minimum is 1. So by default, if you click on this multi-cluster warehouse, there is a tick button is there. If you click it here, you are able to see how many clusters we have. Max cluster, minimum cluster. You can give your by default, by manual things you can give it at the time. Other properties of multi-cluster warehouse: specifying a warehouse size, resizing a warehouse at any time, auto-suspending a running warehouse, and auto-resume. These are the two things in interviews also they will ask, like why we are going to use a multi-cluster warehouse. what is the main advantage. So resizing and specifying a warehouse size, that is fine, but this auto suspecting and auto resuming is saving a lot more time and lot of pricing of many of your accounts. Like whoever using the Snowflake now, they normally give this multi-cluster and auto suspecting and auto resuming, they tick. Without using this thing, they will the Snowflake will price it more, because auto suspended is once you have given some time limit like 2 minutes or 3 minutes, the warehouse suspended automatically by Snowflake itself, so that the cluster that is at the time of active, they directly going into the inactive. Auto resuming, so it's like when it is in a suspended state. Okay, so if you do not click on this auto resume, whenever you use that warehouse and you write that SQL statement, it's showing as the warehouse is in suspended state. So you need to go to warehouse, click on that warehouse, resume that warehouse, and start then run the SQL statement. It take a lot of time, right? At least 1 minute it will take, right? So why we do not go with the auto resume? So auto resume is whenever it is in a suspended state, you start writing a query, like you start executing that query, Snowflake automatically resume that warehouse and start giving you the whatever the output that is required. There are two modes to run multi-cluster warehouse: maximized and auto scale. Maximized, normally admin will go with the auto scale only. Okay, but maximized coming under whenever you are whenever we are using a dynamic tables or a maximum size of a warehouse like 1 TB of data, 2 TB of data. So at the time itself, it is recommended by Snowflake to go with a maximize. Whenever the warehouse is started, Snowflake start all the clusters so that a maximum resources are available while the warehouse is running. This model is effective for static control available compute resource, particularly in a larger number of concurrency users and sessions of queries. The number does not frequently significant. Like of a number of queries or number of users that is running at the same time. So at the time is that we use this maximized. Auto scale, it is by default, it is clicked. So Snowflake start and stop cluster as needed to dynamically manage the load of a warehouse. Scaling policy, whenever you click on this multi-cluster warehouse, now it will show you which policy you need to be go. There is a two policies. There is a two which is like standard and economy. Okay. Standard is like it wait for some time. No, not standard. Economy. Economy, it will wait for some time. Like there are 4 users and they are running the same warehouse, number of queries in the same warehouse, and some queries go into the queue state. They are waiting to complete. After that, they will go. So in standard, it will wait for 6 minutes, so that if in the minute of 6 minutes, if those queries or if those queries is not in a queue state, it will start running into it. So it will not allocate, it will not settle this multi-cluster. For that only it is given as the economy. If it is going in a standard, then standard only wait for 20 seconds. It will not wait for more than 1 minute. But in economy, it will wait for 6 minutes. Here itself I have written. The first cluster starts immediately when either a query is going into the queue or system detected that one more query that is concurrently running cluster is executed. It starts in between of the 20 seconds. I have written it here. 20 seconds after the paragraph one started. Economy estimated that there is enough query load to keep the cluster busy for at least 6 minutes. If those queries is still there in a queue state in a 6 minutes, then only it will go and started. Okay. Let's go to Snowflake. How we are able to create it, the warehouse. Okay. So right now I'm in admin. First, the things that you are going to check is like what is the role that you have right now. Okay. So I have this admin role. Then I will create the warehouse. Okay. Go it here admin, click on warehouse. Okay, here this compute ws system dollar streamlight notebook, this is given by the Snowflake. We'll create one more warehouse. Okay, warehouse name where 01. Okay, where 01 or any name you can give it here. Okay, type Here I have explained you which type you want to create it here. Snowflake will ask like which type, standard or Snowflake optimized. So we'll go with standard only. If you click it here, it will show Snowflake optimized. We'll go with the standard. And what is the size? So here, if you click it here, which size of a warehouse you are given it here. Okay. So for right now, we'll go with the extra small, small, medium, large. This all are the things we have. But for normally, we go with a smaller part. After this thing, you are able to see 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, all those things. These are the credits. So for this account, we have $400 of credit we have. So you need to check like if you use that warehouse at a regular time interval and for a smaller queries, then we'll go with a extra small or small. But if we have used that warehouse on a timely basis and that warehouse is using to run the particular larger data, like we have something around 1 crore, 2 crores of data, then we go with a medium or large. Because why? Because we have the larger number of credits and this number is just like of a server, like Snowflake allocates as per your size, it will allocate the server. So extra small, it is only having one server. Small, it is having two server, 4, 8, 16. So like that, they are assigning the servers on the base of your warehouse size. So if we click on small, it will give us two servers when we started using this warehouse. Okay. If you want to add some comments, you can give it here. After that, it's showing as the advanced option. It is for auto resume and auto suspended. Okay. If you want to click on this auto suspend, auto resume, and suspend, here it is giving how many minutes it will wait if none of your queries is running on that particular warehouse. So we will give two because we need to reduce the price. Okay. So for that only suspend after 2 minutes of inactivity. Here, multi-cluster warehouse and query acceleration. These two things is required. Multi-cluster, I just explained. If I click it here, then it's showing as a how many number of clusters. Minimum is 1, maximum we can give it up to 10. See, I have just shown you there. So maximum number of cluster, I will give it as a 10. And scaling policy, standard and economy. Economy, you can see it here. Snowflake itself is written consume credit by running full load cluster, prevent minimize query of workloads. Okay. So for that only, we will go with a standard because we do not want to wait. Okay. One more thing. In interview also, they will ask like what is a horizontal scaling and vertical scaling. Okay. Or they can ask like on scaling or off scaling. You know what I mean? Like normal, they will ask this thing like vertical scaling and horizontal scaling. What does this mean? So vertical scaling is like to add in of a cluster whenever or any query is going into a queue state. The Snowflake is adding the cluster. That is a vertical scaling. Horizontal scaling is like you are adding the warehouse size. Like this is your warehouse size small and you want to change that warehouse to large. That is called as a horizontal scaling. Okay. Just remember this thing. Multi-cluster warehouse, minimum acceleration, and query acceleration, QAS. This service is newly introduced in Snowflake. Not newly, it's been something around 2 years. But yeah, query acceleration service is just like of your pre-workout stage. Okay, I have read somewhere in some statements like just like of a pre-workout statement. So you are doing a workout and without taken as a pre-workout, so you get some laziness or you do not want to put some weight so like that. So if you take a pre-workout and you started doing a workout, then you get a energy level. Okay, so it's just like of a same query acceleration service in Snowflake. So normally these are, if you click on this query acceleration, when this Snowflake will start using this service, query acceleration. So normally it is started already 3 times, like ad hoc analytics, workload when the data volume is more, like the data is more and you are processing a larger number of data. So at the time the QFS will start and with a larger scan and larger filters, your number of where condition is more and that particular condition is taken a longer time and check all the micro partitions. Okay, so at the time is the QFS will start, query acceleration will start. This, if you click on this, Snowflake will manage by itself. You do not need any manual intervention when you need to start or when you do not need to be start. This is taken care by the Snowflake itself. Okay. So what does this mean by ad hoc analytics or workload, all those things? So randomly any of a dynamic query. Dynamic query is like you created a procedure and inside that procedure it will create a table. After that creating a table, it is doing an insert statement, and from that table itself, it is taking a data that is directly going to your another table. So it is taken a longer process to create this thing and all those things. So at the time itself, it will start accelerating query acceleration part. This is called as a add-on. Okay, workload, that is data volume. Normally, think you have loading into 1 TB of data, 2 TB of data. So at the time, QAS will start, and whenever the filter condition is more, like copy command or not a copy command, filter condition is like you are using number of where conditions. Okay, so if you check on that part, so QAS will start automatically. Okay, because the micro partition is more, the data is more, the filter you are giving is more. So the check-in part, it will take some time, right? So for that only the QAS will start by the Snowflake. Okay, so here you are able to see, I click on this query acceleration. How we able to check that query acceleration is running or not, I will show you. Okay, query acceleration, how it's clicked, multi-cluster is created, we go with 4. Okay. Max is 4, and we'll create a warehouse. See, the warehouse is started running. Where 01, it is already started. Clusters, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 clusters is having running. Still now we have not running into it. Run suspended is now here. That is still running. Okay, fine. Still, it is in a starter set, so fine. It is in an extra small, so it will not take that much of credit. But yeah, fine. So we have created a warehouse. Once we created a warehouse, so let's go to project. Click on a warehouse. Okay. Oh, how we can create a warehouse? 1 minute. Let's go it here. Oh, not warehouse, worksheet. So if you go on a project, so here you are able to see create a SQL worksheet. Okay. If you click it here, you can create a 2 tabs. Python worksheet, SQL worksheet. So right now I will go with the SQL worksheet. So if I click on the SQL worksheet, you can create a worksheet here directly. Okay. So I already created a worksheet. So I have given this name. Here, what are the things you need to be check? First thing is like account admin, which role you are using. So right now I'm using whatever the query that is going to be run, it is run by this account admin, and which warehouse I am going to be run. Extra small, it is given by Snowflake. I will go with this small part. Okay, it is started. Okay, it is in a small stage. After that, I need to create a database. Which database inside the schema, what are the things is required, and setting is like highlighted statement. If I click it here, then if I click on it here, it will highlight that part. Okay, I normally do not use, I do not prefer to use this one, so that's why I have not given. But yeah, how we have created this worksheet, we directly go it here, admin, and after that we click on this warehouse. Okay, but if we want to create with the SQL statement, this is a normal SQL statement, create or replace warehouse size is large, initial suspended is equal to true. Okay, here we have not given this QS, we are not enabling that QS part. But here, if I created this warehouse, enable query acceleration is equal to true, and query acceleration max scale factor. Oh, nothing here. I have not shown that one. Let me go to that warehouse. Click on the warehouse. Okay, advanced option, auto suspend, auto resume. If I click on this query acceleration, you can able to see it is hide inside there. Okay, so you have the scale factor. Like scale factor is just like of your multiplication. Okay, you have created the warehouse on the smaller. I have created in a smaller. So I have two servers. Okay, two servers of two credits. Let's go with the two server only. Okay, so if it has two server, then how this query acceleration service increases. So it will multiply the number of server into your as per your scale factor. So if we have four clusters and four, we have given the scale factor as 8. So 4 into 8, how many number of server it will create? It will that number of server it will accelerate. The max is 100, but normally by default it is given as a into 8. Okay. So the scale factor also be a important whenever it is coming as a query acceleration service. Okay. I have project. Okay. So yeah, these are the things we can create it here. I will give this code when I'm sharing the code part itself. Mm, these are completed. Or of course, this statement is also required whenever we want to alter any statement. Like right now, we have created a warehouse, and if you want to make a change, you can directly go it there itself. Warehouse, you can make a change, or you can use the alter statement to make the change itself. Okay. This thing is completed. Types of tables. So still done. Okay, fine. Tomorrow we'll start with tables. First, we create database, one schema, and inside that schema, we started using into it. We create the tables, we create the views, all those things we will create. Any doubt, anything like which warehouse and yeah, interact with us here. We interact, then we'll get to know like what are the things we are using it. Okay, fine. I take it as a no.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you, everyone.